Welcome to another episode of... No, we're starting over. Episode. Welcome to another episode of 24 FPS. My name, Phil Balabanos. Besides me, my colleague and longtime compadre, retired pornographer, Peter James. Welcome to the show. We're back. I hope you all had a very happy new year and all that jazz. I won't date this podcast too much.
Sure.
By putting those types of things into it.
Gotcha.
But I will say this. Have you bought merch? You should buy merch. The hats are cool. They're comfy. I feel good. It actually solves a long-standing problem for a lot of people, especially me. Baldness. Still bald, but doesn't show.
It's a pretty big deal. I would literally share it.
What'd you say?
It's a pretty big deal. I would share this podcast because, you know, it's a pretty big claim for you to just, you know, you just cured
I cured baldness with a hat.
With a hat.
But they are nice hats, and I'm thinking of maybe doing all black versions.
Oh, I like that.
Like stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
No, I won't do it then.
Wow.
What are we watching? What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Let's see.
So Peter's obsessed with Yellowstone. Or Yellowknife?
Yellowstone.
Yeah, I'm late. Yellowknife version. Yeah. It's just like, hey, bud, how you doing?
I'm late to the game with that. No, I actually wanted to talk to you. What's interesting is we had a little chat about it before we started the podcast, and I said, look, I'm deep into Yellowstone now.
Yeah,
I'm late to the game
before the show.
No, we didn't blow our load before the show, but it essentially. My Siri just went out.
Go ahead.
Essentially, what I want to talk about is Taylor Sheridan. Do you know who Taylor Sheridan is?
I do not.
All right, so Taylor Sheridan,
Joseph Sheridan.
That's not even maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
So, I know we've argued about this. You were not a Sons of Anarchy fan at all.
I just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
Do you remember the early seasons? You had the old sheriff, right? Mm-hmm. And then you had the
young sheriff.
Young deputy. Who was their main antagonist, if you will.
They were shot by two different people, if I recall.
No.
But the guy said he didn't. He shot the sheriff. But oh my god, I'll be here all week.
So that actor.
Go on.
That's so distracting.
Sorry.
That actor was Taylor Sheridan, who was an actor at the time, and then just
stopped acting.
I think he asked the Kurt Sutter, the creator, to kill him off so that he can then pursue his dreams of writing and creating his own.
Okay.
And so when the character died, it was like, sorry, spoiler. It was like, oh fuck, that's kind of a big deal. And then next thing you know, he sells a script called Sicario.
Oh yeah, Taylor Sheridan,
which is
Joseph's son.
Fucking incredible. And then his second film that he sells a script for, he gets nominated for an Oscar.
Which one?
Hell or High Water.
Okay.
With Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, and Ben Foster is an amazing actor.
I was about to say Daniel Day-Lewis, but he's not in that. No.
Then you have, he makes his directorial debut with Wind River with Jeremy Renner. I
haven't seen.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah?
By the time
Paramount. He got hit by the snowplow.
Yes, this is way before, yes.
How is he now? Have we heard?
He's doing better. I mean, I heard they announced...
He got hit by a fucking snowplow.
It's so cool that you brought that up. They announced another season of Mayor of Kingstown, so he's going to be coming back.
Oh, okay.
So now this is where it gets interesting. So Sheridan gets huge with these scripts. He becomes one of the most in-demand writers. He even wrote Sicario 2. He wrote the adaptation. He wrote the adaptation of Without Remorse. Mm-hmm. So you know how we have John Clancy, but there's always Tom Clancy. Sorry, you have Jack Ryan. So I'll get to it. You have Tom Clancy, who created the character of Jack Ryan, but he also created the character of John Clark, which in the movies has been played by different people, from Willem Dafoe to Liev Schreiber, and I hope I'm saying that, Liev, whatever.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, sure.
I've heard him say his name.
Okay, there we go. And the John Clark character got his own film in Without Remorse,
right.
Which I think was written by Taylor Sheridan as well. And then Sheridan signed this huge deal with Paramount.
He's also played by what's his name in the Amazon Prime series, John Clark. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. Who plays his name on the show? No.
Oh, no. I'm mixing up. That's Greer.
Yeah, it's Greer.
Oh, right.
Clark is... Does Clark appear?
He does in the second season.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who plays him. Wow.
It's... anyways, I was mixing the character up with Greer for some reason.
Yeah. No, I'm really curious now as we talk about
Greer
it.
too is a recurring character.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
In the Tom Clancy novels.
But where we're getting to with Taylor Sheridan is then he decides to... he signs this deal with Paramount Plus and creates the show Yellowstone.
Okay.
Creates the spin-off series, limited series 1883, which is a prequel to Yellowstone.
Yes.
Then has another prequel set in between the original prequel and the second one called 1923 with Harrison Ford and
Is that out?
yeah, that's
I've
out.
not seen that.
Yeah, it's called 1923.
It's a series or a film?
It's a series.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Yellowstone universe. It deals with like a first one deals
Same
with
family line.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
And so you have that one's
So
going to get
weird.
another season. Yeah, Harrison Ford and oh my God, what's her name? Helen Mirren.
Helen
Right?
Mirren,
Yeah.
huh?
So it's pretty sick.
Helen Mirren.
And then he creates another show with Stallone called Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I saw
And then
that.
he creates another show called Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner.
So basically, his shtick is white trash mafia.
Well, not necessarily white trash mafia. I mean, no.
Tulsa King is white trash.
No, it's not. It's Italian. That's the whole point.
Oh, is it?
Tulsa King is about a mob enforcer played by Sylvester Stallone who keeps his mouth shut, does his massive stint in prison, and comes back and essentially like, all right, I kept my mouth shut. Like, what do I get? Because those are the rules, the unspoken rules. And they're like, we're going to send you to Tulsa. He's like, what the fuck am I going to do in Tulsa?
Like, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
The very first Netflix original.
Lilyhammer.
Lilyhammer.
Yeah. So they
I want to get whacked, and I go to Florida. I want to go to Lilyhammer.
they send him to Tulsa.
Wait, Lilyhammer has one of the best fucking lines,
Which one?
which is like the guy's talking. He's like, "Oh, welcome to Lilyhammer," whatever. I can't do the accent, right? He goes, "You are Arabish?" He's like, "No, I'm fucking Italian." You have Arabish face. He's like, Arabish face. No, I'm fucking Italian. He just keeps saying it. What's his name? Van Zandt.
Steve Van Zandt.
Steve Van Zandt. not
Steve
Gus.
Van Zandt, yeah.
That was a great series.
Fucking great,
Did it get
great.
2 seasons or just one?
It got 2, I think, and that was it.
I think it fell apart at the end. It was hard to follow.
Taylor Sheridan has a new show. I bring it up. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called something like CIA Ops Lioness or something. Yeah, it's with
Zero.
It's with
I've no idea
Zoe.
what that is.
It's with Zoe Saldana. No, that
Zoe
was
Saldana.
Am I thinking Colombiana?
Never forget where you came from.
Yeah, I'm thinking Colombiana.
Anytime
No, sorry.
she's on screen.
Special Ops Lioness, and it is Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
It's David Nable. Yeah, so it
Probably.
it deals with essentially what you think. Morgan Freeman's in it. Nicole Kidman.
This guy. What's his name?
Michael Kelly.
Michael Kelly.
House of Cards.
I
Yeah.
always mix him up with the other bald white dude.
Corey Stoll.
No, he has a crazy name. He was on Banshee.
Zelko Ivanek.
Yes, Zelko Ivanek, yeah. For a long time, I thought Zelko Ivanek and Michael
Kelly were the same person. No.
And they appeared in something together. I was like, hang on a second. What is happening right now?
I like
Zelko
amazing,
Ivanek. He's so menacing,
character
yeah.
actors. Yeah.
But Kelly's in, full circle back, he's in all 3 seasons of Jack Ryan.
That's correct. Yeah.
I've been watching Reacher.
Yeah, so there we go. So that's the next one I want to get in is Reacher.
Yeah. Reacher's a great fucking show.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's pulp. It's got that vibe.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. We talked about this too. So I have a friend, hey Mark, if you're watching, who is a huge Lee Child's fan.
Okay.
So he actually reads the books.
Sure.
So I was at his house a couple of weeks ago. It was his birthday, and I noticed, and I was like, oh shit. So what'd you think about Reacher? He's like, Reacher's the best show. I said, what do you think about
I don't know if
Jack
it's the best show,
Reacher?
but it's great.
Well, it's the way people say. I go, what do you think about Jack Reacher, like with Tom Cruise? He goes, I had no problem with it, but the main criticism that those films got is that that's not.
Reacher looks like Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not fucking little Tom Cruise, which is fine, but it's a weird choice. I remember when those came out and people were pissed about it. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is Jack Reacher a tiny man?
But I don't know. I think that Cruise was able to convey that no nonsense menacing.
Yes, but at the same time, if you're going off of existing IP,
Right.
where you have, it's the same reason why I get mad when they take something and I'll use the term because it's used, blackwash it, right? Well, they'll be like, oh, all the characters are black now. And you're like, yeah, but we have character descriptions from the author,
Sure.
you know? Like they
Sure.
would never do that in like a World War II epic where all of a sudden 3 of the Nazis are black.
No, obviously not.
Because it wouldn't make sense. Obviously, the Nazis can't be black. Also, you can't blackwash bad people in the movies. Villains have to stay white.
Right.
This is like an unspoken rule right now.
See, I don't agree with that.
I don't know.
agree with
I
that.
haven't seen. I mean, you can cast a black villain, sure. But if you have existing IP and the villain is white, the villain's probably staying white.
Yeah.
You know? More often than not.
But then the same argument can be made with all this whitewashing that's happening with
Happening or happened?
happened, I guess.
Happened is a different conversation. Happening, it's not.
No.
No one's telling the story of a lone Maasai warrior played by Ryan Gosling. Like, it's not fucking happening.
Yeah,
It's never going to happen. Or
It shouldn't
the best I've
happen. It
ever
really
seen
shouldn't happen.
is Chris Evans on the George Floyd biopic poster. Floyd, say his name. And it's Chris Evans.
You're kidding me. Who the fuck is doing shit like this?
Oh, it's so good. Say his name. Martin Luther King. And it's Tom Cruise. You know? Like, that wouldn't happen. Rosa Parks. And it's like, you know, who would be a good Rosa Parks?
That's interesting. See, I
Helen
actually,
Mirren.
until you said it, I never heard the term blackwashing.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, it happens often.
I never even
Think
heard
about even like a child's movie, like here we go. Okay, hold on.
it. You thinking about like Kingpin, like the Daredevil movie with Michael Clark Duncan playing Kingpin. You remember that?
That was awesome, actually.
That was awesome. But a lot
That
of
was
times
before
it's
the woke movement. That's you're
Sure.
way behind. They just chose him because he's cool. I miss him. He was cool. He had that show he was on, The Finder. That was a fun little series.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah, he was
show.
in Florida. Yeah, it was a fun show. He had like a brain injury, the guy, so he could remember everything.
Oh no, I
find anything.
can't remember that detail. But I
Anyways,
remember
whatever.
the existence of that.
So I'll give you an example.
Sure.
Encanto. Okay, Encanto is based in Colombia. All of the characters are Colombian. I'm fine with that. That makes perfect sense.
Sure.
Aladdin, older, racist in its own merit, but takes place in some fictional version of Arabia. Everyone's an Arab. Frozen takes place in the fjords of Norway.
Yeah.
Yet there are black people in the film. How did they get there? How are they high up in the government?
I don't agree.
No, I
with
just
that.
mean, like, it doesn't actually make sense. Sure, they have a great actor. What's his name? The guy from This Is Us and from Wakanda Forever, the brother, the king's brother.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh my god.
I really like him. I think he's a very talented actor. But it doesn't make sense. So you can't do it sometimes and not do it. Like, basically, if it takes place...
Sterling.
If it takes place
name,
in
that's-
Europe, all studios are like, yeah, we can have black people there. Even if it is 800 years ago, 900 years, 1,000 years ago, sure, it can be black people. But if it takes place in a place that is not Europe, then we're only using the locals.
Right.
So for lack of a better term, it's the hypocrisy of it.
So you're talking about specifically for like historical
It's
or
not even about historical. Like, if we're making a film where race is not even a construct in that universe, which is not the case in like Frozen, because it's clearly based in Norway. It's based on Norwegian myth, and they added after they retro.
yeah, I don't mind it there because it's about a girl with powers. And
I
stuff
don't
like-
mind it either.
Right.
My point is, why weren't there some white people in Encanto? There's colonizers.
Ah, this
You know what I
makes-
mean?
Yeah, it makes no goddamn sense.
No, it makes no goddamn sense.
No, but the argument makes no sense.
argument
either.
makes all the
It makes no sense.
It's because you're looking at it from a surface level. You're not looking at it as part of a cultural shift.
No, I don't think
whites are villainized.
I don't think that's it at all.
Like,
First of all,
I don't feel it. Just for the record, I don't feel attacked. I don't feel very white. I've never been treated as a white person. I live in Quebec and I'm Greek. I get treated like shit, right?
facts.
Which is fine, and I'm okay with it. We're off-white. I like to tell people we're off-white.
Off-white.
We're not just a white Nike Air Force.
Right,
We're
right.
off-white Air Force.
Off-white. Okay. Not cream, but off-white.
Off-white. Like we're a little more luxury.
Moving on.
Moving on.
My point is...
Sorry, I got a little the morning show here.
Sure. My initial point that I wanted to make in regards to Taylor Sheridan is there's a clear example of someone, and he didn't do this when he was like 20 years old, right? Or 25. He was, shit, man. When he wrote Sicario,
47.
when that came out, I'm very curious.
I bet he's 47 now.
You bet he's 47 now?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Interesting. Let's find
I
out.
will also check. But while you do that,
Born in 69.
69. That was a good summer.
It's a very good summer, I heard. Was he born even in the summer of 69? He was July 17th. He was
Nice.
summer of 69, yeah. But this is a guy whose career, like, a lot of his films deal with the concept of masculinity, right?
Okay.
That's why I kind of bring it up.
Perceived masculinity.
Perceived or actual, right?
Okay, I'm okay with that.
He's, you got Yellowstone about these ranchers. You got Tulsa King about this mob boss.
Yeah.
You got Mayor of Kingstown about this family that owns the prisons. You know what I mean? And what they do to like keep that power.
Okay.
And so
So is it about masculinity or is it about power?
I think it's about power. I misspoke. Yeah.
Okay. Bitch.
They're incredibly interesting and nuanced shows. that deal with these themes of power, that deal with corruption, that deal with greed, that deal with a lot of awesome themes, but all wrapped around, at least in the ones that I've seen, these really what is perceived, as masculine, or even the female characters, just like there's one female character in Yellowstone early on is like to attack this guy, she just cuts down on his masculinity, that he could not pleasure her in the way that
hurts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so it becomes very interesting with those kind of films or those kind of series in today's day and age. It would seem dangerous to make, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you approach the subject matter, because that is not exactly the type of stuff that's getting greenlit right now.
Yeah.
Have you watched The English?
No, with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
How is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But my writing partner, my producer that I've been working with, I mean, you guys don't know who she is, but Peter does. She goes, you have to watch this. Like, and she's an academic. She's a little
interesting. Okay.
Well put together. I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be some kind of like epic, Love in the Time of Cholera kind of vibe. I turn on the trailer. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it looks
this
badass.
This is Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
Tonto.
It
like,
fucking looks
ridiculous.
Badass as shit.
So then I was like, if she likes this, I'm gonna send her to watch Bone Tomahawk. I think I traumatized her.
Yeah,
I think I broke her.
That's way too far.
Bone
For
Tomahawk.
those who haven't
We've
seen
talked about it.
Bone Tomahawk,
great.
Get on
I told you I read the script again recently, right?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to read it. I was like, this is fucking beautifully crafted.
So that guy,
But the English looks interesting.
Greg Zeller, I don't remember his name now. The guy who wrote and directed Bone Tomahawk and then did. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird spelling
from him actually.
It's a weird spelling of his name. I'm just trying to remember now what it is.
It's Tomahawk.
So it's S. Greg Zoller.
Zoller, yeah.
So Zoller wrote and directed Bone Tomahawk.
Zoller.
Zoller. He did.
I bought the script right? Website. I didn't want to pirate it.
He did Brawl on Cell Block 99 with
awesome.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Incredible. Now, I didn't see the third one.
Neither did I.
Dragged Across the Concrete. And I'll tell you why. So I'm a huge fan of this guy based on his first two films. And so I hear about this movie that he's making called Dragged Across the Concrete.
Good title.
Now, I want to make sure I get the issue. Okay, so I got some friends over and we're eating and we're chilling. And then we're like, let's put on a movie. Everyone's a little tired, but we're like, we'll be able to pull through it. And I got the new Zoller film, Dragged Across the Concrete. Vince Vaughn, Mel Gibson play. So once two overzealous cops get suspended from the force, they must delve into the criminal underworld to get their proper compensation. And I was like, this is so perfect.
Yeah, it's a great fucking pitch.
And then we see it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Wow.
And I go,
nope.
I don't know. Now, if you've seen Bone Tomahawk and you've seen Brawl on Cell Block 99, they're also intense.
So they're slow paced in the first. They're very slow paced in the first act, but every so often you get out of the blue something so intense and visceral.
And the ramp up is.
There's no ramp up.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
It's meant to shock you. Like it just comes.
It's a very interesting style. So I was like, I remember that night.
Yeah,
we're like, oh man, I don't.
It starts off intense always though. He always starts hard.
Yeah.
Like it's just really intense.
And I go, I don't think we're up for this, man.
No, you're not.
And so
if you're tired,
what's sad is that I still haven't seen Dragged Across the Concrete. If anyone has, hit us in the comments. Let me know. Is it a smash or pass, right? Like
smash or pass. So is it F or is it P or is it S?
Yeah, man, it looks.
By the way, I want to apologize to everyone. I realized something today as I was setting up the camera.
What's going on?
For this show, 24 frames per second. I accidentally shot the last episode in 29, and I'm so embarrassed.
For shame.
Shame.
Fuck, man, he's got nothing. He's got nothing coming up.
No, huh? My dad the other day was like, we were at my sister's over the holidays, and he was just like, I don't know, he checked out from everyone doing stuff, and he's just watching trailers on YouTube.
Okay.
And I just hear from the room, they made another monkey movie. I'm like, what?
They made another monkey movie.
So I walk over and it's the new Planet of the Apes.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay. And then he's watching trailers and he's like, it's just sequels to like 40-year-old movies and remakes. I'm like, yep.
So Wes Ball, who's the director of the new one, which is called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, right? Just announced that is the first in a new trilogy.
We didn't need a new trilogy, I don't think.
I mean, listen, I can't say anything, and I'll tell you why.
They're fun movies.
No, wait, hold on. Let me get to it.
I'm not shitting on them.
I went to see, what was the... Okay, so I had not seen all the original Planet of the Apes films.
I had
I'm
as a kid.
Yeah. No, I think I saw 1 or 2, and then that was it.
There was 4, no?
Maybe 4 or 5. Either way,
then I haven't seen 5.
it just wasn't my cup of tea, right? When I did see Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes in theaters, and I remember going with the Mark Wahlberg, and the movie ended, and I remember in the end, everyone was like, people in the theater gasped, and I was like, it's kind of fucking dumb. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
forget it.
Abraham Lincoln, right?
Yeah, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then obviously that bombed and nothing happened. And
I liked that movie. I thought it was fun.
It took a while before we got anything else, and then it was Rise of the Planet of the Apes with
it's a different universe, right? Like, it's not a continuation.
No, it's essentially like a reboot, if you will, on how this happened.
With Circus.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
with
Caesar or whatever his name is.
But the first one had Franco as like the lead. James Franco was the scientist who
before he got canceled.
Yeah. And so I remember watching it and did you say I missed James Franco?
I mean, I didn't know he was doing weird things. I liked seeing him on screen, but
sure.
I mean,
sure.
proclivities have
okay, you know what?
Him from,
I'm gonna put a pin on the Planet of the Apes stuff. So
what happened with Franco? I don't remember.
James Franco is a decent actor.
I never said he was a great actor.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Whoa, don't put words in my mouth.
I honestly think, I don't know the guy, but based on, you're thinking of his like mainstream films.
I'm thinking of everything I've ever seen.
Yeah, which is his mainstream films.
Yeah.
He is also a hugely, possibly, I don't want to go ahead and slander someone here, a pretentious asshole.
I believe that.
Okay. And so if you look at his filmography, and a lot of people don't know this, but Franco then delved into writing and directing. I don't know if you know this.
I know he was producing. I didn't know he was writing and directing.
No. He started writing and directing, and he picked some of the weirdest shit. Like, all right, let's go here. As a director, he started with a film called The Sound and the Fury. Actually, no, sorry, that's not true. He did... yeah, so it goes way back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, way back. So a lot of short films.
Okay.
And then, which is fine, a couple music videos, you know, you're allowed to dabble. So As I Lay Dying, which is a William Faulkner novel, right? Something that should never be produced as a film as far as I'm concerned, because Faulkner is just... so James Franco, Tim Blake Nelson, and of course Danny McBride. An interesting film. He goes into Child of God, which is a dispossessed, violent man's disastrous attempt to exist outside the social order. Written and directed by James Franco.
That feels like he thought he was making Oscar bait.
Based on a Cormac McCarthy film, the guy who wrote The Road. And okay, so The Sound and the Fury, okay, another William Faulkner novel. James Franco, Tim Blake Nelson, Anna O'Reilly, Danny McBride, Seth Rogen.
Danny McBride.
A lot of Danny McBride, but like shit reviews, right?
That's
like,
very bad.
Yeah.
Scathing.
So he just started taking these Faulkner stories and In Dubious Battle, which is based on a John Steinbeck book, and all this stuff, and try to make it into films.
When did he get...
So wait. So then he makes The Disaster Artist, which he directed, and I'm like, well, look, okay, maybe all those were leading up to something that, you know.
Maybe he's not a drama director, you know?
Sure.
Mind you, it is kind of a drama.
Yeah, and so at around 2000...
movie.
What's that?
The Disaster Artist is a great fucking movie.
So he gets, I think, canceled in 2018, 2019.
Right before COVID, yeah.
But
what did he do?
So he was also a teacher at like some university, and then teaching acting and stuff like that, and was very inappropriate in his style.
Okay.
Right? With a lot of students that came forward. And it forced a lot of people to distance themselves from him, including Rogan, who has actually vowed on record that he'll never work with him again, which begs the question for people that are clearly so tight, for him to have said that. Is it just like behind the scenes, like, listen, I have to say this to save my career kind of thing, cool? Or like, I've been telling you for years, your shit's gonna fucking catch up to us, and I don't know, you never know.
But Rogan is also like a bit of a bitch. Like, I love him as a comedic actor.
Okay, you think so?
I think because I follow him on Instagram, so
Sure.
I get an unfiltered version of him because he's so fucking high all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
He gets fucking ashtrays.
I actually have a huge. I want to know your opinion because I actually have a huge amount of respect for Rogan.
I really like
not talking about like work. I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about his personal life
Like,
as well.
I disagree with him on so many things.
Sure.
Sometimes he says stuff, I'm like, someone's paying you to say this. I just feel like someone is paying you to say
So
this.
that's what you're saying. It feels artificial.
And
Okay.
artificial.
Okay. All
I
right.
think he's just a stoner who's having a good time.
All right. Maybe. Yeah.
And respect, if that's what it was, yeah. But
Yeah, he sold
has
me.
the younger Franco been canceled?
No.
association?
No. Younger Franco's still. Dave's still working. Dave, who you're gonna hate on what I'm about to tell you. I don't know if you knew this. Dave Franco married Alison Brie.
I don't hate him for that.
Okay.
I take my hat off. That's amazing. Good for the young Franco. I knew this.
I show my bald
They did
head.
that movie together.
I show my
What's
bald
that movie
head.
they did
They did a
together?
couple of movies together.
Where they're
Yeah.
married though, where they're a couple.
I have no idea. I can't remember now.
But yeah, good for him.
Fucking Dave is coming up. Dave has a movie.
Dave's a man.
Dave has a movie. I saw it coming out. He looks so fucking. I can't show you the picture because I don't know if it's what's copyright or whatnot in it.
No, we can't show it on.
But yeah. But Dave has. I saw the trailer recently. It's a Kristen Stewart film. I know. Wait.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no, because a lot of people are gonna say things.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but she's a.
It's a Kristen Stewart. It's called Love Lies Bleeding, and it's you won't recognize this person, but do you remember that episode of The Rookie where it was like they brought in new boots, and one of them was ex-military, and Nolan's trying to not Nolan, Tim's trying to like get her to calm down because everything is like Fallujah in her head.
Vaguely, yeah. I don't remember her face though.
Her? I mean, it's long hair in this, but
I kind of remember her. Yeah.
So it's a movie about I love that. It says a romance fueled by ego, desire, and the American dream. It's an A24 film, and it deals with a female bodybuilder getting involved with some kind of crime family. That's all I could tell from the trailer. And creepy Ed Harris in
nice.
Yeah.
He's very creepy.
And I can't find the picture of Franco who sports Andrew Schultz mustache in the film. So it looks pretty cool. So Dave Franco made it.
I wonder if I could pull off a Schultz mustache. I think if I had hair.
Don't try.
If I had hair, I'd be okay.
Don't try, man.
I've been this. Side note.
If you're a bald man with a mustache, you're gonna look like James Franco in Zeroville.
Ooh, because I've been considering losing the sides, going for the Breaking Bad.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. Just like it's a lot. I could just shave it off. It's so much easier. Nah,
I could just shave it off. This is gonna be you.
Ooh, I like that though. Maybe that could be me because I got a thick mustache. Maybe I'll even twist the sides. What do you think?
Don't do it.
Oh man, it looks so cool. I respect him now.
Those of you who want to know what I'm looking at, Google James Franco Zeroville, and then you'll get an idea.
It looks like the Eggman.
Back to what we were talking about. Back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, the monk.
Now I liked it as like a cool new setup to what's gonna happen, and I was like, okay, I'm down for them to tell a couple more of these stories. Then the second one was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I went to see in theaters, and I was like, okay, it's okay, right?
It was just, it was over, and you're like, okay, let's go eat something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then I hear War of the Planet of the Apes is the title of the third one, and I remember the first thing I thought is, that's a stupid title. So, and it was Matt Reeves. So I liked Matt Reeves.
Yeah. How was that?
For a couple reasons. I'll tell you. I liked Matt Reeves because there was a Swedish film years ago called Let the Right One In.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Awesome.
Horror film.
Awesome vampire film for anybody who hasn't seen it. It is as almost perfect as that kind of movie, that kind of horror film.
Fair.
When I had heard there was going to be an American remake, I was like, why are we doing this? It's just going to be subpar cash grab. So I go see, I didn't see it in theaters. It was called, I remember they changed the title, and I remember I kind of liked the title. It was called Let Me In.
I never saw that.
So it's with Chloe Grace Moritz.
What happened to her?
Right, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. So it comes out on like DVD, and I'm like...
That's for the younger viewers. DVD, before we could stream things, were these physical optical discs that we had to buy and insert into a reader to watch films on our cathode ray televisions.
So I watch it on DVD, Let Me In. And I remember what I thought was an unpopular opinion at the time was, I'm like, holy shit, this is just as good as Let the Right One In.
Oh, interesting.
And it turns out that over time, this is a shared.
Really?
Yeah, this is a shared idea about the film.
And
It's
this
a
is a
shared
Reeves
thought.
film?
It's Matt Reeves' film.
Okay.
So I liked Matt Reeves based on that. Plus, he was involved in Cloverfield. I think he was the director of Cloverfield, actually, the original.
I'll double check.
So I go, well, Matt Reeves is doing this Planet of the Apes movie. We got to check it out. I mean, he's a good director. I want to see what he's going to do with this kind of. Yeah, I want to see what he's going to do with this kind of content. So I go with Drake, and we're sitting there, and halfway through the movie, I lean over. I don't really like to talk a lot. I mean, some people will argue that I talk a lot during the movies, but
No, you're okay.
I lean over to Dre and I say, is it me? I whisper, actually, is it me? Or does this movie have no business being as good as it is right now? Like, and he looks at me and goes, what the fuck? I feel the same way.
Okay.
War of the Planet of the Apes is fucking
Never seen it.
spectacular.
I have not seen
it. It has no business being as good as it is.
Really?
It is, again, dumb title. It deals with
Yeah,
apes
monkeys.
and stuff, right? It is so good. So no surprise to me that almost served as an audition, because after it opens and everybody got to see it, bang, Matt Reeves gets announced as the director of Batman.
Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah.
But I have not seen. I saw Dawn.
Okay.
Dawn's the first one, right?
No, second one. Rise is the first
So
one.
I saw Rise. I missed Dawn.
Okay.
No, sorry. I saw Rise. I saw Dawn. And after Dawn, I checked out.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So, but like, look, the MonsterVerse of Paramount, right? Is it Paramount? Universal.
Universal, you're talking
Who has
about.
the Godzilla rights?
I believe that's also Universal.
Is it?
No, that's Warner's. Universal is Warner's.
So
yeah.
Warner's Monsters now, like they're Monarch stuff.
Yeah.
So we started watching Monarch,
Okay.
and my wife's
with
like,
the Russells.
I don't know what's happening.
Really?
Okay, let's go back.
Okay,
Let's
you got to
start
watch
watching the
Gareth
movies.
Edwards' Godzilla.
So we watch Godzilla, and she's like, I think I've seen this. I go, we have, with Bryan Cranston.
Okay, so
Wait.
hold on, no, I got to pause you here. The scene where Cranston gets caught, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and going back, right?
Yeah.
And he gets caught, and he's talking to them, and he's just talking to nobody because they haven't walked in this room. So that's the scene. Now that it's fresh in your mind, or in the theaters, I look at I remember who I was with, and I was like,
Did you not get the memo?
does Cranston think he's in a real movie?
Yeah.
Does Cranston think this is a
honestly-
Paul Thomas Anderson film, or like,
Cranston throughout that entire film, it's like everything that's happening in the movie is happening.
right?
But then there's like another movie in there where it's Cranston auditioning for the role of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And you're like, did no one tell him this is a fucking monster?
Godzilla?
movie?
Yeah.
Like, you're not the star here, bro.
He is
Chill.
so
So
like,
good.
too good.
He's too
in
good.
That movie.
It doesn't. It makes the rest of the movie feel weird.
Sure, because Aaron Taylor Johnson, no disrespect, is a fine actor.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
not
he
Bryan
could.
Cranston.
Yeah, if he carried the.
So
film.
we watch Godzilla. Then we watch Godzilla. The second one, the one.
You didn't do Skull Island before? Because you got to go Godzilla.
Oh yeah. No,
you got to go Skull Island.
We watched Monarch.
Okay.
She was super confused. I stopped it.
Okay.
Because
The first episode or second?
Yeah, first episode.
Okay.
Like after the cold open, she's like, I don't know, why is John Goodman on an island? I go,
Okay.
back up.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah.
We gotta go watch Skull
Okay.
Island. We're gonna go watch Skull Island right now, which I believe was the first.
No. It was Godzilla, then Skull Island.
So we watched Skull Island, then Godzilla, which is not a big deal.
no big deal. Yeah.
No big deal. Then we watch Godzilla King of Monsters. Which is the next one.
sequel to Godzilla.
Yeah. Which is wildly entertaining.
Yeah.
Not a great movie.
Out of control movie.
but out of control. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's an alien dragon. And then we did Monarch. So now we're watching Monarch, which takes place between King of Monsters and
Godzilla v Kong.
Kong.
Okay.
But it also takes place before Skull Island and right after it. It's all over the place.
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's got a. Yeah. Okay, I got
It
you.
time jumps often. And we're so fucking into it right now. Anna Sawai, I think that's how you say her name, the lead of Monarch,
The lead of Monarch.
the girl,
Yeah.
Japanese girl. She's phenomenal. I don't know if she actually is Japanese, to be honest. Sawai might not be, but she's great. Like,
I want to check out.
again, she has no business working so hard on this show. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and,
okay, yeah.
and then Kurt Russell's there, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? No, it's a really great little, like Planet of the Apes. It's one of these franchises where you just expect, look, I won't be a dick. I understand how the kaijin movies are culturally significant in Japan. Like, I want to watch Godzilla -1. The Japanese one that just came out. It looks fucking
A
wild.
friend of mine just said it was awesome.
And I've also read that there's more character development in the first act of -1 than there is in the entire Warner's whatever. It's not Warner. It's not Warner.
I'm 90%. Yeah, hey, look.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it's WB. You're right. So it has no business being so entertaining. You're getting all this other stuff with it, right? So it's fun.
But are you prepping? Because so you have Godzilla.
Like I want to see Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean, because he has a fucking sword, bro.
Right. Okay.
We're going in finally.
Yeah. We're
Like this is the kind of stuff that as a kid, because I used to read all this like old sci-fi, right?
Right.
50s.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, we're going to the center of the earth.
This is what you want. Okay.
Like I've watched Journey with
Brendan Fraser.
Like 18 times.
Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser is one of my
favorite
movies.
Like I know it's bad.
Yeah, but it's like one of my.
Have you watched? Did you enjoy Journey too?
Yeah, I didn't hate it. You know what?
Luis Guzman. He's like, guys, remember this scene? He's like, I think I'm on an egg, and they're like, don't move. He's like, okay.
So
and he just drops.
Good. I
like
fucking love Luis Guzman.
And what's his name? What's the kid's name? He did so many things after.
Josh Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson, yeah.
Josh Hutcherson.
And The Rock.
Yeah. Just did a film. It came out. It like didn't get released. It's like
Vanessa Hudgens is in that.
Vanessa Hudgens. Josh Hutcherson did a film called 57 Seconds recently.
Yes.
With Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Where he finds a bit of tech. It's like a watch, and if you press it, you go 57 seconds into the past.
Yeah.
And I was like, that seems like an odd number, right? So I go, I gotta get my hands. So I'm gonna watch it and let you guys know. I gotta get my hands on this fucking movie and see what it's about. Now, War of the Planet of the Apes, massive hit, cool, and the franchise kind of takes a break for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Ball, who has the Maze Runner trilogy under his belt, takes over and is going to be doing Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and saying it's going to be part one of
a new
universe. Now, because of how War of the Planet of the Apes became, I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to judge until I actually see it. Will I see it in theaters? I know it's meant to, and we should be seeing stuff in theaters, but guess what, guys? Life is getting really, really expensive right now, so I have to be a little bit more choosy.
Fair.
With what I go see. But recently, now that I mentioned Wes Ball, I could have sworn he recently got attached to something. That's right. We were just talking about it.
Yep.
Wes Ball is also attached to the Legend of Zelda live action movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if he gets that and he says he wants
Nintendo
to make
had a big hit with fucking Super Mario.
Nintendo.
What was it actually called? The Super Mario movie?
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
Bros.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Universal won the year. Like, if you look at box office for 2023, Universal took with hits like Mario, Oppenheimer. They ended up.
They have Barbie too?
No, Barbie was Warner's, which allowed them to be like, Barbie accounted for more than 60% or 60% of Warner's year in the box office.
Barbie is an interesting phenomenon. Like I actually rewatched it again with my daughter because she wanted to watch it again, and I hadn't seen the opening sequence because I came in late. Yeah. Well, I knew that was there, but I mean the next sequence when she first starts to.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, it's a good movie. It's a solid film. It's weird that it's such a Barbie centric movie, but the deepest, most intricate, like nuanced, layered character is Ken.
Sure.
Right. Like, there's no way Greta Gerwig didn't realize what she was doing. Like,
again, there's so I heard the argument that as a guy, as a man, just generally you'll say that, right?
So I look,
but as a woman, they'll identify with.
But my wife tended to agree with me.
Sure, yeah. I'm not saying I didn't say this as a statement.
He has the best song.
What I'm just Ken. I'm just Ken.
I listen to it in the car. It's
super addictive. Yeah, it's a banger.
He also has that fucking dance off, which is great. Also, you actually get to see him go. So Barbie has a journey.
Yeah,
in the story for sure.
Of course,
right? But her journey is because someone else is emoting into her, right? That's the premise of the film.
Right, okay.
By drawing out these things. They're not her feelings. Whereas Ken,
where she's
started the film, and Ken is already at some kind of cognitive dissonance where he's like, all the other Kens are happy. But before Barbie even gets affected by the real world, Ken's upset. Ken's like, this isn't fair. I can't have what I want. I'm in love. There's nothing here for me. I beach. Like,
he beaches hard.
He beaches. I can't even beach here. And then he goes and he discovers all these things. Like, he actually has a way more interesting journey in the film.
Because
it's his own.
I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
Because you just made me.
I
want to say.
So philosophical about.
No,
Barbie.
I know, but hold on.
It just goes to show you, Ryan.
Ryan. That's what I was about to say. Like,
he's such a fucking underrated actor.
He's so underrated. Like, I know a lot of people are.
Remember Drive?
Oh fuck!
We saw Drive together.
Fuck, Drive was so fucking good.
So good.
Oh God.
I wanted to buy the jacket after. I wanted the scorpion jacket.
Yeah, you want to?
I thought about it. I bought it. I returned it.
Don't watch this with Anna. Check it out on your own. It's called Half Nelson.
I've seen Half Nelson.
Where he's the teacher.
Yes,
Dude,
yes.
He's
Were
addicted to drugs.
you aware
So
of him
fucking
before his movie career? When he was on TV?
Well, yeah, Young Hercules.
Young
Yeah,
Hercules.
yeah, obviously, yeah. That's how I knew.
So my introduction to Ryan Gosling. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Do you watch New Amsterdam? Did you watch New Amsterdam?
No.
You aware of it at all?
Yeah, I'm aware.
So you know the actor who plays the psychiatrist, big hair, chubby guy?
No.
Fuck. Anyway, so he and Ryan Gosling were a comedic duo on a Canadian show in the 90s called Breaker High.
Yeah, obviously. Fucking love Breaker High.
And he's like this douchebag with puka shells. It's like it's crazy that that's the same person. But yeah, then he was The Adventures of Young Hercules. Yeah.
Then it was The Adventures of Young Hercules. Who is this? Oh, okay. Tyler Labine.
He had done that crazy horror comedy years ago. What was it called?
Reaper. No.
Reaper.
Reaper.
Reaper was a
Yeah.
great show.
Okay, so Tyler Labine also, by the way, is in one of my favorite horror comedies. It's called Tuck and Dale versus Evil.
Yes.
Ever watched that movie?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So if you guys haven't seen, if you guys haven't seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
It's Tuck and Dale, no? Tucker and Dale.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure it's Tucker and Dale versus Alan Tudyk, bro. Alan Tudyk. That's all I got to say.
Amazing.
Fucking Alan Tudyk.
I tried to watch that Alien show he's doing now. I forget what it's called. Resident Alien.
Resident Alien.
It's not very good.
No,
No,
that's
it's not
good. That's not.
But
good.
I do love Alan Tudyk. Is he Canadian? No, eh?
Tudyk's
American.
So it is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And Tudyk is, let's just confirm this since we're here. Tudyk is from El Paso, Texas.
Not Canadian at all.
Not
very as far from Canadian as possible.
Slightest, yeah. Oh man. Yeah,
so I want to talk about something with you right before we end the show today.
Hit me.
Did you hear Charmin Obaid-Chinoy's comments? The Star Wars director. The Slate director.
No. The Slate.
So you're not aware of this at all?
No, hit me.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I can synopsize it. I would have assumed that you did already. So Chinoy is a Pakistani-Canadian journalist.
Yes.
And two-time Oscar-winning filmmaker. Her films typically give a voice to feminist issues. Blah, blah, blah. While discussing the new Star Wars with CNN, she said, and I quote, "I am very thrilled about the project." She's been announced as the director.
Yeah, I know. The one that brings the continuation of Rey's story. Yeah.
About the project, because I feel that what we're about to create is something very special. We're in 2024 now, and it's about time we had a woman come forward to shape a story in a galaxy far away. Which is fine. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, is a weird statement since all of the last trilogy was about Rey. So whatever. And then she says, and I can't find it because she said it later in the same conversation. She says, "My goal is to make men feel uncomfortable." That's her goal. Not to tell a good story. This is what she said publicly. The internet has gone kind of mad, and people are calling for boycott of the new trilogy. Obviously, I mean, they do that. But here's what I find silly.
Over the top there.
Here's what I find silly about this comment. Star Wars, even Lucas's Star Wars, has really strong female characters. It always has. That's why women have gravitated towards it as much as men over the years. Princess Leia is a very strong character.
In Lucas's films. Padme in Lucas's films is a very strong character. In all the canon stuff, like Ahsoka Tano, a very strong female lead, right? There have been almost as many female leads as there are male. Sure, there's the Skywalker saga, and that's about Luke and a bunch of dudes. Yes, fine. Okay.
But the prequels are mostly about Padme, if you think about it. I mean, no, they're about
Anakin.
They're about Anakin. It's Anakin's story, but she is not just like an extra character who serves no purpose.
Okay, yeah,
She's doing her own fucking thing.
Sure.
She's trying to save the galaxy. So to make a statement like that after the last trilogy, which is all about Rey, really, it's her story, right? The last trilogy.
And Kylo's. Yeah.
It is to some extent, but Rey is the main character.
Okay.
In my opinion, the protagonist. What are you trying to do? It's one thing to say, I want to take this character into a new direction and show that she's a strong woman now that she's established.
Look, I'm against taking anything, just the general rule of thumb on print interviews. So
this was a video interview. I watched it.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
She said, "I want to make men uncomfortable," and then she looked at the camera and giggled.
Maybe
like
she's kidding.
No. Like, I'm so proud of myself.
So She's directed one of your
I
favorite
hate-
things.
Which?
Okay, she directed a couple of episodes of Miss Marvel. All right.
That's not one of my favorite things.
And then what'd you
Yeah, I
talk
know
about?
who she is. No, I said I don't think Miss Marvel deserves the slack it's getting
Oh,
from bros.
Okay.
I think visually it's a very interesting story, the way it's told. I think as a Marvel movie, it's a little boring because I'm not the target.
Okay.
But I also think that as a Pakistani war epic, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah,
before.
I like when she leads
Now-
into that. It's good.
You want my honest answer about that? I really
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah,
That's the honest
I mean,
answer.
I was curious to see what you say.
I mean, it's a stupid thing to
I
say.
hate when there is an agenda other than a good story
Yeah,
behind
I'm with
something like Star Wars.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Which
I
is
get
a stupid statement that I'll have to argue with myself because Star Wars is science fiction and it is a metaphor for society, right?
Sure.
So
If you want to take it that
I
way.
would have preferred it if she shut her mouth and showed a bunch of fucking senators get Me Too'd in the Star Wars universe. That would be fucking interesting. And that is all the time we have for today. I mean, we have other time, but it's my time, not yours. You can't have it. What do you
As
want?
always, I'm Peter James.
That's it. You're just gonna sign out.
Well, what are you're saying goodbye? You know what I mean,
just
guys?
wanna tell them
Watch Taylor Sheridan stuff. You know what? Again, hit us up in
What
the
should they
comments.
watch tonight?
Tonight? Ooh, interesting. That's a good question. Wind River tonight. Watch
Wind
Wind
River.
River. Yeah.
I would say watch Virgin River with your wife, which is
Is it a
you.
Netflix garbage?
It's terrible.
Oh,
You're a
dude,
lady
no,
if you're watching that.
Watch Wind River.
Yeah,
with
my name is
Jared
Phil
Rich.
Balabanos.
I'm Peter James.
Former pornographer Otis James. We will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.